on the stagecoach and they needed to change horses or get a bite to eat or stay for the night. But even when you stayed for the night, the upstairs is just 2 rooms. They would have multiple
Okay, we're
cots
live
along
now.
the wall. Okay. Just talking about the history of Littleton.
No one's on at this point.
Okay.
But
I don't know what-
You will watch it later, so I'm just gonna set another light over there.
And,
A little graceful way to go live.
So, after it being just a stagecoach town, it was actually started, it's called Persons Ordinary, which I thought was really weird the first time I heard it, because isn't it People's Ordinary? Or ordinary people? Like, how do we get this word? Ordinary was a term for essentially like what we would call a motel nowadays, where you didn't get your own room. An inn was someplace where you got your own room, where you could request a room. An ordinary was like for the ordinary man. But again, women weren't really allowed there, or at least not women of a certain class. And it was just a bunch of cots lining the wall, and you could not get a room to yourself. You could just get tickled.
Yeah.
So you just got touched. So you got to share your room and possibly your bed with other strange men. And again, it was just a place to sleep when you had very few other options then. So the reason why it's called Persons Ordinary is it was built by Thomas Person, who was the largest landowner of the area and was granted the land by King George II, the father of the king we rebelled against. Now, Thomas Person was a patriot. So some of the people that slept in Persons Ordinary was General Lafayette, George Washington, later on, many years later, Aaron Burr, and a few other people. But so it was very known that there's actually one of the grand stories of Persons Ordinary was that there is a fight between 2 people, allegedly General Lafayette, who was not a general at the time, who had just come from France and was just an 18-year-old brat looking to get involved in the revolution, and a British soldier. Obviously Lafayette won, and the British soldier's body was just never found again, even though he left a bloodstain on the 2nd floor of the Persons Ordinary. So obviously we were kind of not pro-British in this town. So later on, this town became known for its springs. It had Panacea Springs, just south of where the town is incorporated today. And Panacea Springs exists to this day. And it was known that's where people would come, and they would come to take the waters. Panacea literally means a cure for all ills. So people would come to cure anything, madness, syphilis, hysteria, which is also known as women thinking that they have rights. Literally anything. Like, they came and they were like, "Oh, you've got a cough, you should go take the waters." And this started back in England, but this is one of the places it was known for. When that eventually, Panacea, going to take the waters, actually, Robert E. Lee's daughter didn't come to these springs, but came to 3 towns over, Sulphur Springs. And because she had, I think she had tuberculosis. But she went to take the waters to cure her ills, and they did not work, because that's not how you cure that. And she passed away, and was buried not too far from here. So once that kind of fad died down, Panacea Springs was still in use, and became the main point of the Pepsi bottling plant. And if you go into the woods in certain areas, you will find the destroyed Pepsi bottles. This town still considers itself a Pepsi town and shames people who buy Coke. And will brag about, because we originally had well water in here, not only did the Pepsi bottling that used the well water have the best tasting when they did their taste tests, the best tasting Pepsi, but also the kids in this area, because the springs had natural fluoride and everything in them, had teeth that were essentially bulletproof, as opposed to the kids in neighboring towns that use city water. We, of course, don't use well water anymore. But yeah, so that's kind of the history of this town. Oh, and for a while we were on the railroad. There's a reason, so we're on North Main Street right now, and you might have noticed coming in that there's this weird, like, South Main Street, North Main Street situation.
Yeah.
It's because the middle of that is still owned by the railroad. And it's where the railroad used to go through town. So people in this town used to be very well traveled because they'd be able to hop on the train and just go. You just got touched again. And they used to be able to hop on the train and go take a ride to Richmond for the day. And then hop on the train back home. And be able to walk home from the train.
How many haunted places are in this town?
Hold on, I gotta count. So that I know of personally. We've got Persons Ordinary, we've got Lakeland, we've got the Alston House, which is beside the old museum. We've got this place, we've got the Gray House, and then on our old ghost tour that we used to do, 34 additional. So I would say 10 easy. And those are just the ones that have been reported to us by the people who live in them, or by the people who have been inside them that experienced weird situations.
Could we search them up through online and find them, or?
We can tell you stories about them, and I think we have some on the on our website and on.
What's that about?
Other haunted places in town.
Yeah, the problem is getting access to them.
Because we used to do a ghost walk, but it was literally just a walk in front of the houses, because most of these houses are actively.
The Women's Club doesn't want anyone going back into, they're afraid of liability. Persons Ordinary. So I've talked to them, said maybe next year. And I was the town mayor. You know, so I've done work for them, I helped them out. They came up, just sold me a ticket for dinner over there. I mean, so they're friendly with me. So, I mean, it's a bunch of old ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're just fixed in their ways. I mean, I would go to the meetings, I shouldn't be saying this, but, so basically it's just, they're uncomfortable with anything. So like, you know, I would deal with one person, then, you know, you try to deal with another, then we're dealing with the Reby at the dollhouse. And right now she's just uncomfortable with COVID. I was bringing people in there, which I can't blame her. I mean, so we're going through some different times here after COVID.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, and we have some, like I was saying, that she's just looking for information on them, and so we have some stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. We're pretty much the information you're gonna find for the most part.
Yeah.
A little bit of history. Becky Dowser did a book on some history here, but Matt Johnson is probably the person to sit down and talk to.
Oh, absolutely. I know, try not to get blinded. If you need me to move it, I can. I was just doing that when nobody was.
Well, I've got it
there.
up in the other room. I'm just trying to see what's going on. Right now, I think I'm the only one watching.
Wow.
But-
So much in Littleton.
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing started when we were at a neighbor's house at a porch party, and we mentioned, like, we think there's ghosts in this house. In the house we just moved into, and they're like, oh, you have a ghost too? Let me tell you what our ghost does.
Everybody has a ghost story.
What?
Oh wow.
And we're like, what? What's going on? And everyone, I mean, even the mayor pro tem at the time had told us, you know, like, oh, I don't believe in ghosts. But,
Let me tell you about my mom. I saw her in the house after she died.
yes! Yeah, my mom gets upset and pushes the coffee maker back when my friend leaves it too far close to the counter. Hasn't your mom been dead for years? Yeah. You don't believe in ghosts? And he's like, oh yeah, and one of the ladies that we have working for us at Lakeland, my mom appeared in her car and told her to come there.
Wow.
Like, what?
Yeah.
And literally everybody at that party had a story. And then, I mean, like, so for a while, I worked at town hall. And I had people come to me in town hall, be like, have you checked out this house? Because this house is majorly haunted. Like, everyone in this town has a story. My favorite is we used to do some of the festivals in town, and we were just representing the museum, kind of giving you information out. And I had like old farmers pass by, and he was with his family. Be like, do y'all really believe in that? I'm like, yes, sir, we do. And he'd be like, go on ahead, and he'd chase his family away. He'd sit down and be like, all right, I've got a story for you. Like, you wouldn't believe. I would never have thought that everyone would just be open to this in this kind of small town.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not saying that everybody is, but by and large, by far, most of the people in this town have been very receptive to it, and most of them have their own stories,
I got mommy house here now,
right?
but I honestly don't. I never experienced anything, but I don't really believe in ghosts until I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So far, but I do like listening to stories people has experienced. You
And
just-
be careful, because that's how I started.
Really?
Yes.
But it wasn't bad though, right?
No, I've never had a really bad experience. I've had some weird experiences. I have some experiences that hearing from the outside sound very scary. But at the time, I was not scared at all. By that, I mean, in the house where I was still staying with my parents, we had a full body apparition.
Mhm.
And so at the time, we had two neighbors, a mother and her son, staying over because it was one of the coldest nights of the year, and they had run out of kerosene. So we wanted to make sure they were warm. So they had, like the mother had one and the son had another. Their father, who we knew, her husband, his father, had passed away. And we knew him when he was alive, and we'd actually gotten some indications that he was still sticking around after he was alive. But so they were just there because it was cold and we were trying to take care of them.
I have a question. Sorry.
You're good.
Can I hit my vape in here?
That's a dad question. You gotta ask him.
I'll wait.
Okay. But so they were, they were sleeping, and I knew her son is a gamer. So in the middle of the night, I wake up to this really terrible music, like the kind of music you would hear in the background of a video game. And I'm sitting there asleep, like, Garrett, shut it off. Please shut it off. Just, I know your headphones just popped out. Like, just put the headphones back in. It's fine. And it's not ending. So I'm like, okay, let me get up before it wakes anybody else up. And I get up, I get dressed, and I go outside, and I realize it's not coming from his room. It's coming from downstairs. So I'm like, that's weird. I go downstairs, and it's coming from what was the museum. And so I'm like, that, okay, very weird. And the closer I get downstairs, like, it was kind of loud in the upstairs, which is why I thought it was just like him doing it. Downstairs, it's blaring. It is so loud for it to wake me up from the upstairs. So I get down there and I see just around like this little half wall that we have, a man who I assume is my father, who is the only adult male in the house, standing there watching this thing on a YouTube video. And I see his elbow and like his forehead. And so that's when I knew he was standing, arms folded. I saw the elbow and I saw the head. And so now I'm just angry because it's 3 in the morning. And it's a work night. I have to work in the morning. And I go, Dad! And I hear him 10 feet upstairs behind me go, what? So now he woke up from this noise.
Yeah.
He's following me down. I was like, okay, I guess that was... And I named the ghost. And I was like, oh my God. Okay, so I go in there. Nobody's there. Great. It's just us. And then of course, like that should be like really freaky. Like a ghost just turned on all this stuff and woke us up. At the time, I was cranky. It was 3 in the morning on a work night. I was shutting everything off to make it as difficult for any ghost to be turning anything on and wake me up again. I was nice about it. I didn't shut the things off on the screen because I figured we were going to care about that in the morning. What he was watching and how long he was watching it for. It was the middle of the night. I did not care right then. So I just minimized everything to make it as difficult as possible for him to watch things. But yeah, so I saw a full body apparition. It should probably have been scary and hard to get back to sleep after that. It was not. But we think it was just him kind of like acknowledging the fact that his wife and kids were dead.
Do you guys want to try a Ouija board?
I'm honestly scared. I've seen scary movies, so how they do it.
I actually want to try it.
And my mom told me stories because my grandma, she does witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I heard stories when she was younger. She's like, when my grandma used to do witchcraft, she was a little girl still. She used to see like shadows from the front porch just walking by. And she did witchcraft on my grandpa, not my real grandpa, but at the time they were dating, so I guess it's my grandpa now. And well, she did witchcraft of them having to stay forever, together. And to this point, they're still together. And that was when my mom was a little girl. Even though they have problems, that they're fighting and stuff, they're still together. Good and bad.
That's some serious stuff.
You guys know how to do this?
No.
Wait, you're not doing it?
No, we're gonna have you
Okay,
do
so
it.
the reason
wait,
why,
okay,
I'm gonna tell you right now.
This
This is all about intention. One of the reasons why we're not touching it is so that you don't think that we're affecting it.
But
We're kind of hosting this, okay?
Dangerous, though, right?
No, it's really not. So it's all about intention. We are just trying to
Just watch
talk
the
to
camera.
you and just contact whoever is here.
You can sit over there if you want.
whatever entities are here. And so everyone's
Is that
going
better
to
for you?
put one or two fingers from each hand on the
Lightly.
that little thing is called the planchette.
Planchette. Is this gonna slide on here?
Okay, I do have a question. So it's not like dangerous like the scary movies and stuff. Why is it like that?
Ouija boards have gotten a really bad rap. It is no different than this. It's a tool to communicate. I mean, it really is. So, but the fact it does have that kind of sketchy feel, it's probably gonna make this video a little more entertaining.
Yeah.
Be honest with you. But like, we sell them all the time. We've used them. We've actually brought them in. A couple of the ghost hunts we've been asked to go to bring it. They've asked us not to publish them. It's for them. We've ghost hunted at their home. They even did a funeral home. And they asked us to bring a Ouija board to the funeral home. That was a crazy night.
Oh, yeah.
And not the Ouija board as much as just a funeral home. I mean, we had some crazy stuff there. But we will never be able to publish that because we were there to do it for the family that actually owned it. But anyway, I'll let you guys go. I'm going to go watch it in the other room and just. So you explain to them how to do it?
Yep, everybody put one or two fingers from each hand. Both hands. Both hands.
Well, that planchette's going to be tough.
Just very lightly. And then you're going to ask a question. And you can try one hand, but normally it works better with both, just to keep the... And you want to make it lightly so you're not really pushing on it, because you want it to be able to move. And so you're going to ask a question, and then it's hopefully going to move along. And you just want to make sure that you're also not holding it in place. So you want your arms, and that's why like one hand is fine, because that isn't really a planchette. Normally they're a little bit bigger. But make sure like your hand's floating. You don't want to be holding it, like having your hand rest on the table, because you want it to be able to move. And then, is anybody here willing to talk to us? And let's see if it's going to be able to move around.
It takes a while.
Mm-hmm. And if you feel it start to move, let it go. Like let it move.
Keep very light contact. It'll just slowly glide.
Did you guys have something to add to the stories I was telling?
Yeah, right. Do two hands.
See, the K2's going off, so somebody's trying to talk to something. You gotta move that planchette around. Do you have a story you think I should have told? With this board, we can tell your story, but you gotta talk to us. I'm kind of responding to the K2 here. The planchette's being very quiet. So Boo Bear just heard something. So you're trying to talk, you gotta move the planchette. You can spell words out with it.
Can I ask a question?
Please.
Are you a demon? Are you a friendly spirit?
How's it going? Get much movement?
No movement yet.
You guys want to switch to a really old one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just push that off to the side a little bit, just gently.
Wait, don't we have to say goodbye?
Yeah, we will.
Bye.
It has, yeah. We're still working on it.
Very close to the other side of the
Oh man. Yeah, scary
Yes, it-
movies. I've seen these ones.
Since you have I thought you were just going to do two people.
Yeah.
Since you have so many. So
You can
got-
do it, yeah, you can
No,
do it.
that's
You
why I
got
got
a
this
bigger
one. This one will
planchette.
slide as a bigger planchette. This one's really made for a personal one or two people at the most.
Mm-hmm.
This is a traveling board.
realize we have an option on Ouija boards?
Oh yeah.
The smaller portable one.
Can I turn the light real quick?
Yeah.
Phone? Yes. Oh.
Mhm.
Can you use your phone now? My phone's so low.
All right, we got a new board for you. Can you move it around for us? We want to see it go. Okay, it's not so much on the K2 anymore, so I'm wondering if that means it's trying harder on the board.
I just felt something weird.
Is this real?
Can you move the planchette to yes?
I mean, it's not responding to yes or no. It could be real.
Yeah.
Alright,
It's being very quiet tonight. Are you gonna even try on this Ouija board? You felt something before? Want to try it again?
would you like us to leave you alone?
We'll give you a break if you ask us to, but you gotta move that Ouija board. Gotta move that planchette over to yes. Y'all heard that, right?
Yeah.
So I've been hearing that all night. Is that like the house settling or?
That could be the building settling.
Okay.
That was just very
Yeah.
pointed. These old buildings do make noise. That was just a very pointed noise. So if you can make the building make noise, you should be able to move the planchette. That's all I'm saying. Just nudge it. I always try to be respectful to the spirits. That doesn't mean I won't be annoying.
Did something bad happen to you?
We've got a lot of younger people in the building tonight. Did you have a kid? Were you young? Do you remember being a kid? Sorry, Dad's making comments on here. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Boo Bear being on makes this extra creepy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off.
Yeah.
Because I've seen videos of sometimes they know when you're
Mhm.
trying to get something and it stops working. Or they don't communicate.
Holy crap.
And actually, I'm gonna scooch this up so this is in. Okay. Because that's still going off.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still spiking.
Do you want to talk to us?
Were you the rustle I just heard behind me? Apparently not, because even the K2 went dead. Maybe something else just settled. We're just gonna go with that.
I'm watching online. If you guys keep your arms off the table, elevated, yeah, it's probably gonna move a little easier for you. You'll be less anchored down. I know it's gonna get more tiring that way.
I know. All right. So
That's usually why they use a little table for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with us?
There are all kinds of tapping noises in here.
Yeah, it's been constant. I had a question before, and there was like a loud
Hey.
tap back there.
It's
The
nudging.
meter went crazy
Ever
too.
so slightly, it's nudging.
Yeah.
You see,
There we
you're
go.
gonna have
Let it
better luck
go.
if your
There
arms
we
are off.
go.
If you anchor down, it's not gonna be to move, you know. I know it's tiring though.
You said this place used to be a bar?
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, the band used to set up right in the back corner behind me.
What was your favorite drink?
Did you tend to the bar?
It was a honky tonk. Well, you were a redneck?
It moved. Didn't like that one.
I wonder a lot of people of color are allowed in here. You guys feeling anything?
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it looks like we're getting some
Let it
movement now.
go.
Gonna ask some juicy questions.
Yeah.
Were you the person that was shot here?
Boo Bear just makes it all the creepier.
Should we leave you alone?
If you move the planchette to yes, we'll give you a break. Or do you want to talk to us? With the lights on the K2 going quiet, I feel like it's grumpy old man. Are you a grumpy old man? Did you hear that tap?
Yeah.
Was that
Is it
you?
Really, no. Is it really moving? Yeah, I'm not.
I'm gonna touch you.
Is that you making the taps? You got it. Keep going. Is it on E? Or is he still going? What is it on?
E.
E?
Yeah.
All right, we got E. What's the next letter? the next letter?
His name is Earl.
You got nothing there. You gotta keep going. Sorry, I'm talking to a ghost.
You hear that too?
Yeah.
What is creaking?
He's going to another. I know where you're going to.
The number was what?
7. No. Yeah, 7.
ER7. We gotta pick it up off the fill off. Okay, so we got 7.
ER.
Oh, and he breathes on the K2. ER7.
ER7.
What can that mean?
And the K2's going crazy right now.
A couple of people that were watching it freaked out with Ouija board.
Are you who we're hearing right now making those creaks?
ER7.
I wonder what that stands for.
What's next?
So you're not answering all the creaks.
Ask the name of the bar owner.
Ooh.
ER7?
Who was the name of the bar owner? He's saying to ask it. Do you know the name? Who owned the bar? Oh. What was your name? You can give us your name? Sorry, I'm so used to talking to the K2. Can you give us your name? Can you spell it out for us on this board? I don't know what ER7 means. I'll look it up shortly. Right now we're trying to talk to you. Yeah, you guys, you're saying a whole lot on the K2 and nothing on the Ouija board. Unfortunately, I don't speak K2, so you gotta give us a hint on the Ouija board and give us some letters.
Are you making the K2 spike? Feel it creaking.
Yeah, I see one slowly. Has something very bad happened to you?
Listen, Google's not telling me what ER7 means. You gotta be more explicit. Can you explain what ER7 means? Give us some more information, please. I want to understand your message, but it's not clear. Where should we look to find out more about ER7?
Is ER7 initials?
I see you wiggling it, but just not going anywhere. Gotta help us out here.
Can you make a sound?
Right,
Look
let's
at the
go.
back of the phone, Hal, you'll see what people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked it up, ER7 is a cast iron cookware, some kind of new cast iron cookware. Then it was a barbecue place back here.
Oh, that might have been it.
If that has any connection,
Is that what this is? Is that where you're going? Is ER7 cookware?
What is it?
It's still going.
at least you get movement, that's good.
Do your guys' fingers get numb when they move?
Like it tingles?
Yeah.
Arms are kind of getting tired.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give this break in a second. Where is it at? It's back at E. Thank you.
No, E's right here.
So is it between? Oh, is it F? So now we got F.
What was it in between? No, you're moving.
Still going?
Let's go to F now.
What is that?
E.
E.
Okay, we got back to E. What's the next one? A sneaking suspicion I know, but you can surprise me.
Did it hit R again?
I went over R. Didn't really pause, but
A 4?
E4.
so now we gotta look up ER7 and E4. Maybe those two things together will give us more information. I feel like we're playing Battleship here, though. If we want, we can say goodbye for now, and then we can come back to it in a little bit, because I know everyone's arms are getting tired.
Yeah.
So just, you guys collectively slide that over to goodbye. It's down at the bottom.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep.
That's crazy. As soon as you say goodbye.
I was like, goodbye, okay.
Was someone standing there? Or was all in here?
Yeah, we're all in here. I don't.
Don't tell me you see things now.
No.
So that was
Now I wanna
interesting.
play.
Right?
So what happens if you don't say goodbye and you just leave?
It's really so it's not as bad as the movies make it sound, but you do want, especially because those people who are more sensitive to things, you would kind of have to let them know, okay, yes, now I want to talk to you, and now I'm done talking to you, because that's when you get more spiritual activity. Because essentially you said, yes, I want to talk to you, and then when you move location, location means little to them. So as far as they know, they're still trying to have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
So that's when people get weird activity, because they haven't told the spirit that the conversation is over. So the spirit's not trying to be malicious, it's not trying to hurt you, but like,
Unless it was a demon they're talking to.
yeah, I mean, most of the time it's not. Most of the time when you get demonic possession, yeah?
That was in here.
Thanks on dropping me on the conversation.
I know.
Want to do it again?
If you want to get involved in this conversation, you're going to have to be a little bit more direct, guys. So most of the time when it's a demonic possession, it's not really demonic. But let's say you have a bunch of, especially when you have like teenagers, is normally where the Ouija board problems start. You have a bunch of teenagers around a Ouija board, and at least one of them.
Whoa, look at how it's going.
Oh,
Do you want us to play again?
do you want us to do the Ouija board again? Light it up.
No, I gotta play now.
I'm scared.
If you do not want us to play again, make that sound again.
That was Boo Bear, I think.
If you want us to play again, please make a sound.
Nothing.
It was crazy because at like 2
Nice.
seconds before that went off, that was going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was going right.
Imagine being Shakespeare.
Okay, so I'm going to try to finish my conversation even though they're not wanting me to say it. So, Ouija boards depend on intention. When you have a bunch of teenagers around a board, I can almost guarantee you one of those teenagers has the pure intention of, I want to scare the pants off my friend. And so when you do that, you call in something scary.
Mm.
You have one and it all it takes is one teenager to be in there like, I want something really scary so that so-and-so pees their pants.
I'll probably ask me.
Yeah.
And when that happens, that's when you call in something frightening.
Okay, man.
And it's not necessarily demonic, but there are, you know, like if you were a mean person in life, there's no reason why you wouldn't be a mean ghost in death. So there's a lot of scary things out there that will tell you that they're a demon and are absolutely not there for your best benefit, but also don't have a whole lot of power. And so one of the reasons why you're saying goodbye is because you're enforcing that you're in control of the conversation, whether it's good or bad. You know, whether it's just because it could just be kind of like a friendly ghost, although as silly as that sounds to say. But a lot of ghosts are very benevolent, and you're telling them like, I'm done talking to you, don't continue to try to talk to me. Or if it's something more malevolent, you are still enforcing your intention and your will on the situation and going, we are done with this conversation, goodbye. That's why when people ask, because we have been asked to clear houses before for people, and I will only show people how to clear a house. Because if I come in and I kick whatever entity is out, I leave. That entity is free to come back.
Yeah.
I'll kick it out, it'll be gone for a week or two or a month, and then eventually it's going to show back up because the person who was in control of the conversation, me, is no longer there. Which is why it doesn't usually work to have a priest come in and clear things out, because the priest doesn't live in the home. You have to be empowered as a homeowner, and I will help people empower themselves to kick whatever entity, or be like, listen, you have to either behave or leave. Because then the homeowner themselves is in control of the situation, and the ghost knows they have to bend to the will of the homeowner, or the person living there.
Like if it was a dog, then.
It really. It's like calling in a dog trainer, and the dog listens to the dog trainer, and the minute dog trainer leaves, dog's gonna act up again.
Should we go again?
I'll be back.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
You guys can play. Go play.
Should we wait?
Yeah, you can go. Go for it. Ask me questions. I was
Ready?
has anyone else noticed that it's gotten like 2 degrees cooler?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You get the
you're
chance. Is anyone here?
Is any spirits here with us?
No, it is pretty cold.
Mhm.
Are you the one lighting up the K2?
What is it? Nothing.
It's between T and you.
Are you trying to go to yes? You're in T. What's the next letter?
Can you let us know you're here?
Do you want to talk to us?
We're still at T.
What's your favorite color?
Well, we just asked her a question.
Oh, my bad.
What do T stand for? Can I spell your name? Tyrone. Alright, sorry.
Are you upset?
Is that you with that clinking noise? Oh.
Are you still here?
Man, it was just active earlier.
Look now, K2. You know, now the K2 is like moderate now.
Shall we go to another room?
It's not really gonna do a difference, what she said.
We're still at T. Waiting for the next one.
Are you done talking to us? What was the last question someone asked?
If you done talking to it.
Damn.
Yeah, I said goodbye now, I guess.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Should I say goodbye?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
Goodbye.
Bye. Well, that's crazy.
Hey, you didn't want to
The
talk to
only
it.
question it answers, I won't talk to you.
Right? And just a minute ago, we were getting like such good activity.
Right. Shit was going off.
And this is going off a little, but
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your way of saying goodbye to us?
that one went off. And then we were like,
I think
thank
it did
you.
say
And then
goodbye.
that one went off.
It was just ready.
You guys
this
are like
time.
pros, did you goodbye and everything?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think we caught a good bit of
Yeah,
activity.
Yeah.
and the hard part is, I was just telling Holly what I'm gonna build, doesn't matter, it's not live. I'm gonna build a Ouija table, which is low.
Mm-hmm.
And this way it's easy to hold, because it's hard when you're sitting up, especially those chairs, the table's here. You try to elevate your arms up, and with your arms floating, it just moves so much easier. So I'll build a Ouija table just for that, so.
You didn't want to talk to
Look
it.
at Mita's going crazy.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, build the Ouija table.
The only question that it answered was that it didn't want to talk to us.
Well, that makes sense. Think what was here.
Yeah.
It was a honky tonk redneck bar. I mean, look at the crowd. I'm a Yankee running the place.
Bunch of darn kids and some Yankees coming in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop quizzing me. We get back to drinking.
No, we got upstairs, started doing some line dancing. We fit right in. Oh, that's
I
funny.
think one thing that we probably need to do at some point is figure out what kind of music they play here and play.
Well, they're into that-
Eventually we get
The
cool.
beach music. I don't know if that's what they played here, but actually, one of the musicians came in and told me, he goes, remember standing here would be so crowded. So they had a small little stage, and they'd be up over here, and the place would be packed. So they're obviously packing them in, but you can see that's, I don't know if there's anything along this wall or what,
Yeah, everybody in this town's into beach music and it's called shagging.
Yeah, which is not what we think it is.
Yeah, that's never how I've heard shagging.
Yeah,
referred
shagging
to.
is always like an English term for, doing it,
It also got considerably cooler.
Yeah,
in
it
here.
did. And the first time somebody down here was like, do you like to shag? I was like, pardon you? I'm like, yeah, the dance. And I was like, oh, that is not what I thought you were asking me.
So, let me see what's going on over here before I log out.
Oh, no, it'd be crazy if we played this at an abandoned place. That would probably be more scary.
Now you guys are gonna have to get yourself a Ouija board. Bet you Ouija board experts. But see, when you guys are doing multiple people, I thought, this is a really old one, so I collect real old boards. And I took it out of the box, I said, let me get them the bigger board, because this is what they need, This moves easier. The other one's more of a ghost hunting board. You and I are gonna go up to a ghost hunt, we can set it up just lightly, see if we can get some responses and stuff like that.
Alright, guys, I'm going to head out.
Alright, it was nice meeting
It
you.
was nice meeting you.
Happy birthday!
And
Happy
happy
birthday. I enjoyed the card reading. That was
I'm glad you liked
that
it.
was accurate. I liked it.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
Thank you.
And good luck for all of you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I want you all to succeed.
I have an idea.
Alright, good luck and good luck on the rest of the ghost hunt.
Thank you.
I'm gonna put this back here.
Don't put them on the floor, someone's gonna step on it.
You right.
Never put ghost meters in the floor, I've lost more meters that way. You stick it up over here, these guys, I'm filming. I've seen someone put a ghost meter, turn around and step on it themselves.
Oh wow.
It's like, what the hell? Here we go.
What was that supposed to do again?
It's a ghost ball, just if it's something moves it, it will light up, like, we'll stop now, it stopped already. So just kind of wrapping things up, I just kind of finalizing everything. I'm gonna put fresh batteries in one of their quarters and probably put a fresh, take a look at, and leave him here for the night, just so we'll see what I get, play it back in the morning, you know.
That one part was crazy, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
when everything starts making noises.
This was going crazy. There was creaking over there. That went off. That went off.
Yeah. Yeah, so once we say goodbye, just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got cold.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going crazy all of a sudden.
You hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. Is that like the plumbing? What?
What did y'all hear?
Voices, like, almost like, "Arr, arr."
Yeah.
That's exactly
Yeah.
what I heard.
I heard it was over there.
I heard
Take a
over
look
here.
outside and see if it's someone out front.
Where did you hear it?
I heard it over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it over here. I heard it over here, like in this corner.
Yeah. It's going crazy.
I should ask her who birthday it is today. You think you know?
I think so, yeah. I must have gotten that. I should have.
If you know whose birthday it is, can you make the sensor go off? The one on top of the coffee maker?
as soon as I went straight to the bathroom, I was seeing
We'll probably from that night. And she.
What did you hear?
Oh, I just heard chairs move, but I think somebody's back there. I'm not sure.
We heard like a roar.
Like a little scream. Can you hear one more?
Scream.
It's like a
It was-
mix between scream and like a roaring.
It was like,
Yeah.
Really?
and then just dead silence.
Where, in here?
Yeah.
I think I must have gotten that.
Where?
Nothing
That's
outside, nothing outside.
Nothing.
And the only thing you can possibly hear back in my area is us.
Yeah.
Because that's live and I'm listening to it on the computer.
Hey, Phil, repeat over here. Keep having water, please. Thank you.
That was weird. It was like, it's like
Yeah.
a bunch of people saying, "Rah!"
Yeah.
Do you mind if I grab a beer?
Okay, so.
I promise, I'm older than 21.
We were going crazy earlier for this stuff.
Yeah, it's officially midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12:04.
And now everything's
Yeah.
starting to pop out. It's getting later.
Yeah.
Like earlier. There's nothing.
I'm gonna wrap up for now. We'll come back later if we have to.
Alright.